Welcome everyone to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks the Max, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are going to do a little split of the two accounts, the main account and the void account. Why is that? Well, a day ago I put up this poll. Hey guys, I need your help. Tuhak, an Epic of the Orcs, is currently in the progressive chance pool, and if you've been following the Only Void series, you know this champ is one of the only orcs that can get us ahead in that faction. So basically the question was, should I pull on that account, yes or no? And I gotta say, I'm quite surprised about the votes. First off, thank you everyone who did vote. There were 60 people who did. I was expecting no to be like 70% or whatever, but apparently more people want me to pull than people don't want me to pull. So looking at this poll, 57% of the people want me to pull and 43 say no, just wait till a 2x. So it's really divided here, and I'm looking at this poll not as a normal poll because, well, it's either yes, you pull or no, you don't pull. You can't really divide these three into different categories. You can, however, say how many are we actually going to pull if we do pull. So I'm kind of leaning towards one of these bottom ones, but I would have to go and see where we are at with Mercy, because something in my mind tells me that one of the last void shards we pulled was in fact an epic champion, but I could be mistaken there. If I am mistaken, then we will definitely go ahead and pull. However, if it's only been like 3 shards or something, then I think it's just going to be better for us to wait here. A 2x is definitely more bang for your buck, but we are at a certain point in the game right now. Well, especially for what we're trying to do, right? Like, we're trying to clear the faction wars with only void champions. There's only a couple of specific champions that we can actually use to clear these things, and it almost feels like for our account this might actually be a better way to do it. Now, I know there's been people like Chicken, for instance, here, Void Chicken. Don't do it. I regretted the last few progresses I tried for the Void account. He's in our clan, and I can tell you that he's gone for these progressive chances quite aggressively, and yeah, like he states here, it never worked out for him really. So but then other people are like, progressives are great for targeting epics, you should pull. Wait for 2x. Any target of value is a hard choice. 2x is actually really good. If you know you're not far away from epic mercy, there you go. That's what I was saying too. Maybe we should try and go for it. Some people just like to see other people gamble. That's another thing. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and check where we are on Mercy real quick, and then I can decide what we're going to be pulling on the Only Voids account. The main account, however, is 100% going to pull the 100 shards for Little Miss Annie. I think she's a great champion. I haven't heard too many people praise her the way that she probably should be praised, because I've done some research, and apparently she is still in the top meta for Shogun, for Sand Devil teams, for Fire Knight teams. Top meta meaning in the fastest teams possible, right? So I don't know why there's not more hype for Little Miss Annie than there is right now. I just think people just aren't aware of what she's capable of. Or maybe the gear is just really hard to get. That's a possibility. I'm assuming my gear is going to be too bad to do it as well. But I mean, having the champion is already half the work, right? So it's really hard to get Void Legendaries. 100 shards is actually a bargain these days. Yeah, I think we're getting a huge gift by Plarium. I don't know. Not everything they do is horrible, right? A lot of things are, but this is not one of them. This is actually a gift, in my opinion. So it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I guess for the people who don't know, she is definitely still meta for those really, really fast teams. Yeah, I'll go check out to see where I am in Void Pity on the only Voids so that I have a rough idea what I want to do on that account. But for you guys, you're just going to fast forward and onto my account, and we're going to go pull some shards there. See you in a second. All right, we're back. And I actually did come to the Only Voids account first because I went back in my videos to watch and see where I pulled void shards, right? And if I'm not mistaken, we have pulled at least 10 void shards. No, actually 14 void shards without pulling a epic. So we should be really, really close to pulling an epic. So I think I'm going to just pull until we get an epic, and if it's, you know, if it's 2-uck, great. If it's not 2-uck, well, we tried, right? Now for the legendary, I'm leaning towards Tunisia because Skinwalkers is also not finished yet, and she would be, is it a she actually? Yeah, she would be a great champion for the account, right? Definitely for Hydra, but also just in general a really good damage dealer. I'm not opposed to Solus either though, since he hits pretty hard for a defense-based damage dealer as well, and has a nice provoke and a buff strip. But I think Tunisia is just going to be overall better for us for stuff like Hydra. So yeah, would love to have all three of these champions, but all right. So I'm going to do the pull until I get an epic thing, I think, unless I have to go over 10 shards, I think. If I don't hit it by the 10th shard, I think I'm going to just call it quits. But I feel like we should be hitting it before that. Yeah. This was a really tough one, guys. And, I mean, half of you is going to be like, see, told you so. But, yeah, I think it's worth the small gamble here. I'm not going to pull all my shards. I'm going to keep some for a 2x when that occurs, right? If we're lucky, we only need like 5 shards or something, and then we still have a nice stash for when there is actually a 2x. So, fingers crossed here. And let's see what we get. That's a blue. That's a chicken. Oh yeah, there's also a deck of fates going on, but we don't really care about that too much. I think Harrier is new, but I think we don't really need him either. Come on, man. Give me one purple. Yeah, they're trolling me already. There we go. Hey, okay, that's not the 2-hack, but this guy is pretty damn good though. And our dwarves also kind of need some help, right? They didn't have any support going for them, so this could be the key to get past those stages, because I think they were still stuck on stage 14 as well. Weren't able to pass that boss, but with the help of Runekeeper Dazdurk, this champion is so good, dude. So attack in all battles 25%, awesome. Removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals all allies by 25% of this champion's max HP. Places continuous heal buff for 2 turns on all allies that have a debuff removed. 4-turn cooldown, so that's just a cleanse and a heal. Really nice. Here he has the attack up 50%, so the big boy version, on all allies for 2 turns, then fills the turn meters of all allies by 25%. 3-turn cooldown, so a turn meter booster, right? And then on the A1, he has a 45% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. Really, really, really good champion. low key one of the better epic champions that we could pull on at this point, right? Um, so yeah, it's not what we wanted exactly, but we only pulled 5 shards and we got something out of it, right? It's not, it wasn't the 2-hack, but definitely a win. So I'm not disappointed that I gave in to pulling 5 shards. Yeah. GG's. Real quick for the Only Voids account, if you're doing the Void account challenge yourself, there is a defense-based champion in the pool right now, Dennett the Tusk Knight for the Bannerlords. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this champion. He does have a 40% chance of provoking. He has the big version of Strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty unique. Actually, he does attack all enemies, though. For some reason, I only read places 25% strength buff on all allies. But if he does an AoE with that, he's actually a lot better than I first assumed. No, maybe I will actually pick up 1 or 2 of them. The fact that he has an AoE does make him a lot better. His passive is places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 10% of this champion's max HP when it's hit by an enemy under a provoke debuff. So what you could do possibly is put a provoke set on him. Gives him quite some opportunities to place a provoke. And then if you can get the blessing on him that heals you when your shield cracks. What is it called again? Emergency heal. Actually, he might be decent. So yeah, maybe scrap that. Maybe you should actually pick up 1 or 2 copies if you are doing a challenge. I misread his kit, so that's my bad. I thought he only placed the Strengthen, so that he basically only had 1 attack. But if he has an AoE, I think that makes him a lot better, actually, because I don't know. I don't remember Bannerlords having that many AoEs. No, you don't really have that many. So if you have like a Dagger and a Dennett, you could probably get through a lot of the content of the faction wars already. Yeah. No, I was definitely wrong. You should probably pick up a Dennett. Just because he has an AoE, you should probably pick him up. Because the rest this doesn't have an AoE as far as I know. No AoE there. That's a 1-hitter. That's a 1-hitter. This guy is really bad if I don't... Yeah. Yeah, no, my bad. You should pick him up. At least get 1 copy for your Only Voids account. He's also defense-based, so... His defense is kind of low. His speed is not great. His stats overall are kind of bad, but again, just the fact that he has this on a 3-turn cooldown is actually pretty useful. So I would try and pick 1 up if you could. A Sacred Order, I think I know who that is. Yep, you. What do you do again? Oh yeah, that's right, nothing. Okay. Anyway, I'll be right back on the main account where I will be pulling 100 Void Shards to get a Little Miss Annie, so stick around because if I'm not mistaken, I'm also in range for a legendary Mercy Pity there, so see you in a second. All right, and we're back. Now, for this event, I don't necessarily want one of these 2. I would much rather have a Terrace or a Marishka or a Siphi or a Yumiko or a bunch of other champions, actually. But that aside, we have 150 Void Shards saved up. We had 255 at a certain point, but then there was the Odin event, and I really wanted to win that on my main account, so I think I pulled about 130 during that event. In the meantime, we've saved up a little bit again, and we're back to 150. But Little Miss Annie is a crazy good champion. She's in a lot of the best teams, like I said before. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make her work the way that other people have, but we're going to try at least, and I'm super happy and stoked to get her for sure. Um, just to put things in perspective really quick, I've been playing this account for about 3 years now. I guess June 2021. Let's take a look real quick at what Void Champion or Void Legendaries I actually have on this account, right? Because just to put things into perspective, okay? So these are all my Void Champions on my entire account. So let's take a look real quick. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 23 Void Legendaries here. And out of those, the ones that I pulled naturally are Necred, Grazur, Constantin, Raiho, Carilon the Ringer, Gurgo, and Raglan. So that's 7 out of these 23 that I pulled naturally. Actually, when I'm looking at this right now, I did, in fact, pull this legendary the last time. So I thought I was in Mercy, but I'm not in Mercy at all. I haven't really done anything with this guy yet, and I don't know if I actually will. He seems okay, but let me know if you did anything with Carilon the Ringer. I've seen him in live arena sometimes, and I have lost to him in the past, but that's mainly because I don't have that many champions with 6-star polymorph blessing. The moment you have that is the moment that champion kind of becomes useless, right? Unfortunately. Nevertheless, we are going to pull 100 Void Shards right now for this little Miss Annie, and yeah, hopefully we can get some other gold on the way, right? Well, wish me luck. Let's see what we get. Bunch of blues. This is going to be a rare tax. Yep. Big rare tax. Ragnar. Very hard hitting dwarf. Wouldn't mind having him on the Only Voids account. That's not what we're looking for here on the main account. We need lightning. Again, though, we're not in Mercy. I thought we were in Mercy. I just completely forgot about that champion. Golden Reaper has been really nice on the Only Voids account. Of course, there's a 2-hack on this account. So that's what, 40 now, I think? Yo! What? Yo! What the hell? So I've heard that this guy's pretty damn good. Um, I don't even know what he does because I never read these skits, man. Because I'm like, whatever. I'm never gonna pull this guy anyway. You know, who cares? But well, scrap that. Here he is. Attacks one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if the target is under a buff, places 2 extra hits if the target is under a buff and is from the Undead Hordes faction, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy, occurs once per skill. Alright, that's probably one of those pretty hard hitting moves right there. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Before each hit, destroys the target's max HP by 10%, stacks up to 50%. This effect does not work against bosses. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% for each buff and debuff on the target. Wow, so that could be a lot of extra damage there, right? If the target is killed by this skill, places a block revive debuff. Nice. Attacks one enemy 2 times, will ignore 50% of the target's defense as well as stone skin, shield, and strengthen buffs. Oh yeah. Ignore Stone Skin. Let's go. 3-turn cooldown, too. Cool stuff. When this champion attacks, all enemies except the initial target receive damage equal to 25% of the damage dealt to the initial target. This extra damage will ignore 100% of each enemy's defense. The extra damage cannot be critical and will not trigger counterattacks. 35% extra attack in arena battles. Yo. Well, I guess we have 2 new hard-hitting champions. I was like, are we at 100 yet? What is this? But no. We also actually picked up one of these. That's pretty good, because maybe we can skip some of the events and actually go for the fusion. I wasn't really planning on going for the fusion, but if I actually pick up enough of these just on the way, you know, like randomly doing some of the events, then I might go for her, but we'll see. I wasn't really planning to, but yep. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna need some help to see what I can do with her. So ask for some advice on that one, because sheesh. Maybe I need to do one of those again. No. All right. Are we on our last one? This could be the last one, actually. No, it's not the last one yet. Inquisitor. I'd like that on the Only Voids account for sure, too. Even Lightsworn would be nice on the Only Voids account, but again, I wasn't able to get that code working for me. So that was a bummer, but hey, another Dennett. So maybe maybe I should look into getting was it Gretel? Yeah, I think it's Gretel, right? Hey, we're not there yet. I can't believe we pulled that new dude. That's nuts, dude. And there she is, Little Miss Annie. Yep. Well, overall, really good event, I'd say, for me, right? The Only Void's got a very good dwarf that we can use. Very, very, very helpful for us right now. And yeah, the main account got some crazy new damage dealers, going from 23 to 25 legendaries in the Void category. Let's see where they are real quick. Take a look at them in all their glory. What did it say here? 4.9. Yeah, Hydra and Arena. Figured that much. And Little Miss Annie. Yeah, she doesn't get the best of ratings, does she? But yeah, this is so wrong, dude. This is so wrong. This is not correct at all. This might have been like the first ratings or something, but she's one of the top damage dealers for that, so yeah. I don't know. This might have been the old Miss Annie or something, but then these days Miss Annie is actually pretty damn good, so anyway, that's gonna be all for this weekend. I'm gonna be going on a holiday to the Belgian Ardennes with my kids. Take them to see I think it's called the Europe Space Center or something, and we're gonna go see some caves and stuff like that. Go for some walks this weekend. So yeah, if you're celebrating Halloween, happy Halloween to you, and hope you have a nice rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.